Welcome to Coley Crowns. I'm Enshante.
And I'm Lori, and welcome to our Queendom.
Today we have a special guest in our Queendom. We would like to welcome Dominique. Hi, Dominique.
Hi. Thanks for joining us. Dominique is you say you don't want to be a super fan, but you are. You're a number one, day one fan of Married at First Sight. So thank you for joining our show today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So today we're talking about Married at First Sight top five. First top five list is going to be best husbands and worst husbands. The worst. And there's a lot of them, but we only could limit the number down to five and if possible. Okay. So so we're going to talk about that while we go through our list. Add your list down at the comments and see if we match up or if you agree with our list that we're going to go through.
I'm quite sure most people are going to agree with this list. I mean, these are the worst of the seasons we watched. I can't even think of anybody that we missed between our two lists. So, but before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like and share, and you can go back to watch our previous recaps of Married at First Sight season 12. And for the next few weeks, we'll be doing our best and worst of couples, wives, and seasons as we lead up to the new season that starts July 21st. So make sure you come back and join us. And we'll get started with, let's say, the best husbands. Let's get off to a good start.
Yeah, please, because it's going to go down real quick. so let's go with best.
As our guest, Dominique, who was one of your best husbands from all the seasons?
Well, one of the best husbands, of course, I think was Doug. When I watched season 1, it was like, oh, she's not even giving him a chance. And I understand, he is not the best looking guy, and I guess the picture, it just didn't come across well. Okay. He was a sweet guy.
He was.
And I think they're just a prime example of when you get to know someone, when you get to know someone and you're not just basing a book by its cover. Because he's a man's man, he wants to provide for his family. He wants to be there for his wife. He wants to be there for his children. And he was very close to his family. Very, very family oriented. So why not Doug? So when she came around, it was like, no, Doug. And they just, I think he would be my number 5 probably, or 4 on my list of 5 best husbands, because he came through and he continues to come through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Lori and I combine our list together. We agree with these 5 people, and Doug is on our list as well. He just was so patient, as Dom was saying, when Jamie came, you can see she was very nervous, and then she was like, she wasn't attracted to him. She started having like an anxiety attack there. Seriously. But he was just so sweet, and how patient he was to let her kind of work through things and give her a chance. Like, she didn't want no kisses from him, almost like she didn't want him to touch him. But over time, he was very consistent in just saying, I am here. I'm here for the process. I believe that this could work. Give it a try. And it worked out, thankfully. So even today, they are together with 2 kids, I believe, and seem to be going strong. So that was definitely and that was from season 1. Doug is from season 1 in New York. And so it's good to see that from day 1, there's a couple that this worked out and they continue to be together today.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And I do think that Jamie came with a lot of baggage. Not only was she basically repulsed by him, just his looks on the beginning, but she had a lot of family issues, and he kind of had to work through that, especially when his background of his family being super close and they all know each other, just to discover how her family was. I'm surprised he didn't run away, but yeah, he's still there.
And you know what? I forgot about the whole baggage thing, because she did come. And that just shows to when with someone who really says, I'm committed to the process, committed to the process,
that's true.
To marriage, because marriage,
yeah. All right, wife, mom, boss. Okay.
Marriage is work. So when you say, oh, I want to be married, is it, do you want to be married is to be married, or you really, really, really want to be married?
Yeah.
So sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think all of that is so true. And like we said, when you're marrying that person, you're marrying them, their family, everything, the baggage that comes. So it's one thing if you're dating, you get to know that person, you get to know, but married at first sight, you taking that person blind and what comes
everything
with
they
them.
come with. Yeah.
So, and he was able to kind of be there and support her through some of that and give her time to reveal the layers of herself, and learn more and more about who she was and her background, and just continue to love on her. So yes, Doug, great. One of the best husbands of all 12 seasons. So on our list, next, no particular order. Bennett. I'm gonna go with Bennett. Season 11, New Orleans. So cute. Like Bennett and Amelia.
Like perfect couple for each other.
Like they could not have done any better. And then to know that they had actually met before, like we'll talk a little bit more about that another episode, but just Bennett himself, like he was like the quirky person, really artsy and all of that, but he came from a family that were very much supportive of the women, and so he could be in the background a little bit. So and so he was able to take that role with Amelia, who was in medical school at the time, and be very flexible in what her career could go, and be able to follow her and not be like, no, I'm staying here and blah, blah, blah. So Bennett was just so sweet, and all the things that he did, they just meshed so well. He was a great husband.
He was. I love Bennett. Was also like, he was in his own world. He was very independent, and she was very independent, but he bent a lot during that season, right? He was just like, okay, let me see what you're about. Let me try this. Let me do that. So he was very open, and was willing to kind of fall into her world, even though that was not what he was really into. But I just loved just everything about him, not just as a husband, but as a friend to other people. Everybody loved Bennett on the season too. So I just liked his personality. He was great. And that wedding, child.
The wedding. Only Amelia and Bennett could have a wedding like that.
With the bird's nest and everything.
And the egg. That's what I think about, is this egg that he had. I was just like, who does this? And it was so authentically them. So what did you think about Bennett, Dominique? Did he make your list, or how did you feel about him being as a husband?
Bennett was a good husband. He probably make honorable mention. He's good on there. He's good. In his own little Bennett way.
We get it.
He is special.
You already
know. He is. Okay, so then tell us your next person on your list.
Greg.
Yeah. Okay.
Greg is one of my husbands, because again, Greg was very understanding. I would say she brought a little bit of baggage, not a whole lot like Jamie, but she brought her own little reservations and ideas and thoughts about things. And I think she was another one that hadn't been dating for a minute, if I'm not mistaken.
No, yes, that's right.
Yeah, my memory serves me correctly. So coming into a relationship when you haven't, and I know the sidebar, they should look at that when they're looking at couples. But anyway, that can cause a somewhat, I think, of an issue, or has shown to be an issue with couples. But I think he managed his well. He did get frustrated, but he was able to bounce back and stay in there. Again, that commitment to marriage, and like, I'm gonna do this. I like this girl. I really want to do this, and we're hitting on all cylinders. And I'm not gonna let this little roadblock deter me from what the ultimate goal is.
I agree. I love Greg too. He was another one that was patient. And he seemed like he had his whole life together, but he was missing that wife. Like, it wasn't like he still had other things to figure out. He had his house. He was just like, dang, I got to deal with this dog. Sandy is just too much.
But he just adopted Sandy. It was so cute. Like, he took Sandy as his own.
Listen, he was like, I'm gonna have to have her, I guess. This dog.
He was like, look, she likes me more than she likes you now, or something he said. It was so cute.
Listen,
they were definitely
these pets that come along. I could tell y'all about a pet story, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh Lord.
My pet had to be subjected to the I don't like. Really? Oh, okay, whatever.
Sometimes it has to happen, but yes, he was definitely a great husband. They got their own little YouTube show. They got their own company now.
They just had a baby.
So
they have a baby. I didn't know about the other things.
Yeah, I'll stalk these people. So if I like them, I stalk them.
Now what? It's funny because I don't know who told you about the show, and now look at you.
Love it.
I'm
okay.
I'm
glad. I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. I was trying to buy a shirt, but child, I'm gonna get it one day. These shirts be like $35.
Yeah, I was looking too. Like, that's not on my budget right now, but I'm
support a t-shirt.
For a t-shirt.
Yeah, I know, because I looked at Tabitha Brown's t-shirt and I was like, oh baby, no.
Yo, I was like, okay, no. But yeah, we do love Greg. Greg is on our list for sure. So we're overlapping with Doug and Greg so far.
Yes.
I have another one that's on our list, Derek. I know a lot of people kind of sideline Derek a little bit. I used to call him and Katie mac and cheese because that's what they used to have for dinner, which boxed mac and cheese at that.
What season is he from?
He's from season 10, DC. So there was a lot of drama on that season. So they kind of fade into the background a little bit. But I liked him for her. She was the one that was
blonde hair, right?
Yeah. Brown, you said? Yeah. Sorry, I missed it. But Katie was the one, I think, that she was in love with somebody totally different, still came on this show, I guess, to make this other dude jealous. And he really genuinely was trying to
thinking about somebody else. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now I got you. Because
about
Katie, the little short girl, who was always like, yeah, at him. Yes.
She's just like a little mouse. That's why I didn't like her. I was just like, why are you wasting this boy's time? Even her family was just like, what is your problem?
Yes.
You know the crazy thing? She said, if I'm not mistaken, she said in the pre-wedding episode, the episode leading up to the wedding, that she was in love with somebody else.
That's what I'm saying. She went on there to just make this other dude jealous. And like, you messing with this dude who's actually trying to change. They got a place together, did this whole thing. No, you ain't like this man.
Yeah, no, Derek was in it. Yeah.
So I think of all the husbands, I feel like he had a lot to work with because she wasn't on this show for the right reasons, which is usually we see it the other way around. So he was trying, and I still feel bad for Derek, but no, so he was on there for me. Okay, so now what's your next one?
My next one is going to be Woody.
Yay,
Woody! Woody shown from the beginning. He was about this life. He was about married life. He was about his wife. All of that. Woody came in swinging, and he's still swinging. I think he is a true example of what it took possibly to mature into wanting to be a husband, because he'll tell you, he was out there doing his thing, whatever. And he was like, I'm tired. I want, and when I get this wife, when I'm doing this process, I'm gonna do it. And even down to the whole he wanted kids thing. And now he's kind of like slowing his roll, but like, wait a minute, I want to enjoy my wife. I want to enjoy this time that we have together. I like Woody. I like them both.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, Woody's definitely on our list. I can imagine him not being on anyone's top husband list because he came in swinging, like you said, from the beginning, wedding day. And there were people that was kind of like, are you sure you're ready to get married? Because he had been kind of like that playboy life and partying and stuff. And it can appear from the outside that that person is not ready to settle down. But he was like, no, I'm ready. And he showed it like from day one when him and Amani got together. It was just so cute. And he put in the effort to do things for her, with buying the flowers, cooking dinner. Like, it's like he was making sure he was showing her he was there for her. He loved her. Like, even when he was the first one to say it, and just being a good husband for her. And they are one of my best couples, and we'll talk more about them later. But yes, totally agree with Woody.
Well put together. Experts like that one.
Yes, because both sides, it was really like from the beginning, they didn't have to go through a lot of stuff in terms of background because they were just committed to, okay, we're gonna do this. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
Now, you know who they remind me of? And I know it's not show related, but have y'all seen the Netflix show? Is it Love is Blind? I can't remember his episode.
I can't.
Is that one with Lauren? I think I saw that.
Yes. That's who they remind me of. Lauren and
Conrad.
No, it's not.
Cameron.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that. Anyway.
I never watched that show. I can't get past the first episode. No. Really? No, don't try to convince me. It was horrible. Horrible.
They were the only couple. It's not worth it. They made it out, thankfully, but yeah, you don't need to watch it.
Stop. Terrible.
I liked it. I can't wait for
it. Terrible. They come back for another season? Terrible.
Oh.
Moving on. Moving on. I think we made our top 5 with that. Dom, did you have another person?
Oh yes. How could y'all forget Miles? Hello. Okay. I'm gonna speak up for my boy. Okay, because let me tell you something. The girl came in there, first of all, Instagramming and Facebooking, and they tell you don't.
I would have done the same thing. Okay. No. I would have done the same thing. Let me find out a name.
You got that far in the process, and now you're gonna be looking into it.
But she just got the information. If I would have got it anywhere through that process, I would have been digging and finding.
Here's another thing: judging a book by its cover. So you about to mess up your blessing because you are judging a book.
Well, no, I blame her for that. She shouldn't have gone off the deep end and done all of that. I could see if he was like had 5 kids or was still married or something.
He's not my type.
He was emotional. Like, I was like, girl, that's too much.
It's too much. But I'm gonna say this. Now, he did come with his baggage as far as mental health and being a social worker, mental health field. I'm gonna say this. It's not uncommon to have to deal with that.
But is that baggage? You think that's baggage? I don't think that's baggage. We're all emotional.
In the sense of some people don't know how to deal with mental health a lot of times. Being that I'm in the field, I know that people just don't know how to deal with it. And so it can become overwhelming, especially when, hey, coupled with, I'm just meeting you. I don't really know you. Really, what is this thing? How come? And then pandemic hit, you like,
oh, they were trapped.
That's a lot. To make you like, on top of that, she wasn't giving them none. Miles. Listen, Miles came through because it was, but I really believe in his particular case, like he wanted it, but it was like, show me. It's like, I have to show you that I'm worth it, because we got all these different dynamics coming into to this marriage, but I am worth it. Yeah, I might have been a or her, as I like to say, back in the day before I met you, possibly. I've been running the streets, whatever. But again, this is what I want to do. I have good examples. I know I could commit myself, and this is what I'm going to do. I think Miles, especially now that it's showing the aftermath, he's a phenomenal husband, what it appears to be. So I'm a stand up for my boy.
All right, put him in there.
I'm a put him.
Ashante, you have an honorable mention.
Yes. So Miles was a good husband. He's not in the top 5. But my honorable mention is Bobby from season 7, Dallas. Bobby, white guy. I don't remember his wife name. Sorry.
Yeah,
but he was just, he showed up like for her. And the biggest example I can think of is she was a foster parent for dogs. So she had a whole bunch of dogs that she would have in her house. So she moved into him, bringing those dogs, and the dogs were crapping and pissing all over the house, and he was cleaning up after them dogs like they were his. He didn't have to do all that. He could have been like, no, you can't bring them here. But he was accepting of her and accepting of those dogs, and he just really was a stand-up guy for her and as a husband. So he's my honorable mention.
That's a good one.
All right. So those are our top 5 best husbands. Okay. So give it up to them. They still, all still, well, no, they're not still married. Sorry, Derek is not married. But yeah, a majority of those are still married and still chugging along. Now we're going to go down to the dun, dun, dun. 5 worst husbands on Married at First Sight.
Let me look at
Dominique, just go ahead and kick us off.
Listen, I don't even know where to start. Y'all might be thinking in your mind, YouTube followers, that I'm gonna go straight for the gusto that just left, but my pressure cannot do it. I'm gonna let we already know. I just left them off my list because I'm like, it's too many other seasons.
We gonna talk about them though.
There's too many other seasons. But I'm gonna start off in season 7. I'm gonna start off with Tristan. Okay.
Really? Tristan had to deal with a criminal.
Both of them.
Look at her face.
Both of them.
Okay, go ahead.
Both. BOUF. Both of them was trifling. Okay. Both of them was trifling. Here you come, talk some. Well, I'm this and I'm that, and I love the Lord and all this kind of, I'm praying. Okay. Yes, she, and I think part of it is the whole producer TV thing, which they probably knew but did not talk about, and to kind of add drama to it.
Her criminal background?
Yeah, they probably knew, because listen, you ain't going on TV and them not doing what they need to do.
They say it didn't come up when they did their initial review.
It was recent.
Yeah.
It was recent. Like, he pressed charges probably during the process. I don't know if they knew that before. The way how they was running off, they couldn't even go in these little secret hidey hole places. I don't think they didn't.
At the airport, yeah, I think it came. So. It could have been like they did their last check of everybody, and like the next day it came. There's no way they would.
I could be wrong.
That could be true, but I just don't think I don't think he was ready for marriage. I don't think either one of them was ready. That's another one. Experts, y'all kind of, that wasn't good. But yeah, I just, something about him ain't sitting with me.
He engaged now. He about to get with somebody else. Yeah, but I don't know. I think they were both pretenders. They both wanted to pretend they were somebody that they weren't. And it's like they were pulling each other's card every time they filmed again. Like, you ain't all that anyway. And this is why. And then you ain't all that because this is why. And he just kept kicking her out and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, okay. I agree with you. I wasn't even thinking about him though.
A mess.
He's definitely up there. I don't know. I just feel like the ones on our list were just worse than him. But he right there. He's right there.
I mean, we the neither could go either way, but I just feel like he was He could have been a girl. All the drama he just.
We agree with you, but he's not on our top 5. But
That's right.
that's a good kickoff. That's
it's
okay.
a lot of husbands. It's a lot of husbands out there that is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of husbands out there that is terrible. But yeah,
Okay, so Tay, who's gonna start us off?
I'm just going to order. We have them listed. So Luke, season 8, Billy. That dude had me the whole season like, what? Huh? What?
He was playing her.
He was playing her the whole time. I mean, didn't even give the girl a break. Like, not even once, like, to even show that he was trying. It just was from the beginning. It's like, why did you sign up for this show? Like, and mess with these people's lives. Like, that's the worst part of it. That the other person, you assume the other person really have good intentions when they come on the show and they really are looking for a husband or a wife. So to come on there and just be like, to play with these people's feelings and embarrass them on TV, embarrass yourself, but you don't care. But yeah, Luke was just terrible. Some of the things that he did was, it was the 1 month anniversary. Luke, where are you? Could not be found. Done ditched the girl. Didn't show up. Didn't acknowledge nothing. I mean, it was just a whole list of things that he did. That's just one. Like I said, that's one thing.
Yeah. He was vindictive. That's how I remember him, as vindictive. From day 2 or 3, gonna sleep with the girl and then be like, don't tell nobody. But you're disgusting, basically. And then keep sleeping with the girl, but tell her not to tell nobody nothing. Then tell Dr. Pepper she got a drinking problem when you the one that's buying alcohol for her. Sir, what are you doing? So many things. So many. I think I could put him under the bottom. Even Chris, I don't feel like was vindictive. He was just shallow and into himself. But it just seemed like Luke set out to hurt this girl. Like on purpose.
I agree with you. He was on my list.
He was
horrible.
Terrible. Just terrible all the way around.
Worst of the worst, honestly.
Like, why are you here?
Right. What are you doing?
And then he'll just have that little smirk on his face. Ugh. He always had that little smile. It was just like, evil. You just look evil.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one overlap now. We got Luke on Dominique's list. Who's your next person?
Girl, Zach.
Zach. Yep. Yep. Zach.
That's another one. We won't know if they ever slept together or a type situation. I think they said no, but
I don't think they did. He don't want to be in the same room with this girl,
right? I don't want to touch her or nothing.
But the wedding day, they were kissy lovey dovey. So ain't no telling.
I think that was all fake. I don't think he really wanted
cameras. Yeah, that was only for.
He went straight to bed.
Yes, like pillow between us. Don't touch me.
Right.
Touch you. And he told her he wasn't. She wasn't attractive or something along those lines. He told her at the honeymoon he was not there. Dude, he didn't even come to the apartment. Like, they were supposed to move in together. He never even moved in to try to work. Then he up here behind the scenes talking to her friend.
That's the worst of the worst. That's the worst part of it all.
Dirt bag.
The worst. The friend and him. The worst of the worst.
Friends with the girl. Oh, excuse me. I could.
The worst. Just the worst. I was just like, who does that? And then make it seem like, well, I'm not going to tell you. Like, she told me not to tell you. And then she's saying the same thing. Well, he told me not to tell you. Why are y'all having these conversations?
Some people,
right?
Some places, it's okay to dibble and dabble with your leftovers, but not over here in my community. No.
What leftovers? They were still married. Like, there is no leftover right now. Let me be done with him first. Like what?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they swingers or something. I don't know, child. Terrible.
Yeah, but what I did, I give it up for Mindy's friends, the good ones, not them.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled him. They were from the what is that family lunch that they have or breakfast after the wedding. They were like, "Why are you here? You really want to be like with my friend?" Like they was there. Those friends need to be with Paige. To be like, "Yo, what are you doing? Let's figure this out real quick."
Listen, I think Paige had the friends, but they were just trying to support her, and sometimes you just gotta speak up and let your case be known.
That's what I mean.
Mindy's
friends were not having it. They're just like, no.
Yeah.
And they cut the girl off too. They was like, now she ain't our friend either.
Yeah.
Bye. You don't know.
Bye.
Everybody.
For sure, Zach is on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the same season.
Yes,
Brandon. Hello, Brandon. Come over here with your drama-filled,
oh my god,
semi-Chris like.
So you think Brandon is worse than Michael?
Wait.
Let me be quiet.
Hold on. We on Brandon right now. Season 10 was a hot mess. So we're gonna get to Michael too. Yes. But Brandon was around here just treating producers like crap. He was treating Taylor like crap. He was treating the people, the other people on the season like crap. And he just was just like, I don't really care.
Listen, no matter how terrible the girl weave looked, shouldn't have. And I'm not saying that I'm not trying to be judgmental, but they could have hooked the weave up a little bit more.
Good.
Taylor,
she was like an Instagram model and doing all that stuff.
That was her point.
But if that's your thing, why was it that it didn't look like y'all? Am I wrong?
What? Well, go ahead.
If she was an Instagram model or your media influencer or whatever it is, how come she did not look put together on the show? I'm just asking for a friend.
She was being her authentic self. She was not all to do in every single filming opportunity.
But you're snapping pictures of food and stuff, right?
Okay. Yep, sure did.
And telling the people that you done left me. Okay, I'm sorry. But anyway,
we talking about husbands, Brandon.
You're right. I agree with you 1,000%. I agree with you 1,000%. Mr. Brandon was terrible. Should have never been chosen for the process.
Never.
Another drama queen. I'm like, really? You got more drama than 1,000 mamas. Just really sit down, have several seats. It could have worked out, but she decided, and I'll give it this. She was trying to work it out. Despite how bad it got, I feel like she was authentic in her trying to work it out. He just couldn't move past whatever barriers he had going on within himself.
No, I feel like there was stuff going on behind the scenes with that one too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like she was shooting the funk too in front of the camera, trying to do a little bit more than what she was doing at home as well. But I just don't think they were supposed to be together. I just don't know. No.
I didn't think probably. You're right, but
yeah, no, they were definitely, I think, on paper maybe good couple, and appearance-wise cute couple, but they just they did not mesh. And Brandon was, I call Chris 2.0 of Brandon, because the drama, the fits he would have, like when he locked out the producers in the car, like all that stuff. It was like, you a grown man. Why are you acting like this?
Doing all of this. Why?
Why are these black men acting like drama queens? That's all I want to know.
So Brandon definitely is one of the worst. Since you mentioned Michael, and we're on this season, Michael is our honorable mention for worst husband. Michael was just a liar, and the truth was not in him.
But that was him. I don't think that had anything to do with him being a husband. This is why I put him. This is why he's an honorable mention. I feel like he was just a lost soul as a person in general. This is how he would be as a friend. This is how he would be as a child. His family didn't even know he was out here lying like this. He was just an employee, everything. He was just he didn't like himself.
Yes. But that still makes him a bad husband. Like, how can you
No. He's still on the list. He's still honorable mention. I'm just saying the other people on this list.
I'm going like this before I give my final answer.
Go ahead. He on your list. He on your list.
There, he might be, because I'm thinking about between these two, between Matt and Michael. Which one would I say?
Oh no, Matt's coming up.
Oh, okay.
He's at least on our list. Yeah, no,
Matt's on it.
Michael. I mean, he may be what we used to call a habitual liar, and may not know how to tell the truth. But I'm thinking somebody would be able to detect this. Somebody's got.
He was lying to everybody. He was lying to every scenario that happened on this show. He was lying to his employers. He was lying to her. He was lying to the people on the show. He probably lied to the producers. We know that. He lied to his family. They didn't even know he was out. Like, he didn't have no job. He was pretending to be a yoga instructor. What is happening?
Well, he had a job. He just ain't had a job.
He did not have a job, Dominique.
He was a teacher.
Dominique. Mika was the right one. Okay. Mika said, pull out the paper.
Mika was like,
add this.
This don't add up.
Like, and then when you say you got it, so you quit on this day because you got an offer on this day to do what? And then how much they said in the letter? Let me look at the letter. Let me turn it over. What? Who is this on letterhead? What is this?
I said habitual.
But that's why I say he was just I don't think he was a bad husband, but he was just bad everything in his entire life. He was trying to create a personality and not be authentic in any area
of his life.
Yeah, every area. A personality disorder. I don't know.
I think so. I think he was a little crazy.
I don't know him well enough.
And he needed this experience to wake up, because then he done moved on. And he be having podcasts too. Let me tell you, I'll be looking.
Oh, he do? Catch us up.
Podcast. He got a website with his new boo, and they have videos and stuff like that out there too.
I need to see this because
I'll send it to you. I'll find it and send it to you.
Send it to me too.
No.
Yeah. Yes, but he just, I feel sorry for him a little bit, because he did not actually realize what this was doing,
the magnitude of his lying, how that was gonna.
He just thought, I'm hurting myself. Like, whatever, I can make up whatever I want to make up.
I can make it through these 2 months. Get this paper.
Let me take you on a Groupon trip to Jamaica that I didn't pay for.
It's the thought that counts.
Mika was just like, oh, okay, yeah, we ain't going to no day in Jamaica. We can't even go to yoga. Without you,
right?
We going to Jamaica.
Hey, and when he be talking, his eye he started rolling to the like, what your eyes?
Because he making it up as we go along. Let me figure out. Oh, does it sound good? Okay, that's it. So honorable mention, but on your list.
He on there. Yeah, it's a long list of terribles. He's on there. Sorry, y'all, for the movement.
Oh Lord. Okay, what we just mentioned, Matt. Let's talk about Matt. Season 9, Charlotte. Matt came with his homeless behind on this show. And the fact that he was homeless and they put him on this show, the judges or experts should be ashamed of themselves, because they go to the houses. They go and explore where you live in, and you was on somebody's couch. Why?
On somebody else's couch
with a gym bag. That's your whole property. He moved into an apartment with a gym bag.
Oh, that man was
the rest of his stuff was a storage.
First of all, that man was a basketball player, and that man said he was making money overseas. Okay, that man said he was making money
overseas, but he back in the States now.
Don't do that.
And he ain't have nothing. He had nothing.
He was homeless with this girl who tried to make this marriage where she was a teacher.
I'm gonna say this: you shouldn't let lust overtake you.
She was trying, but okay.
No. Let's back up.
Okay.
No, she was definitely lustful.
Because when she saw, oh my God, he's tall, he's cute, he's handsome.
I just want to kiss him.
That lust settled in first. And so when bang,
you ain't got nothing else at that point but that.
You could talk.
You ain't got no backstory. You don't know he's homeless yet. You don't know.
You could withhold. You don't have to give in.
You can, but there's a lot of people that sleep together on the first night and they all right. He was. I don't blame her. I mean, past the second not coming home, maybe a little bit, but I still don't blame her for his foolishness.
No, I don't blame her for her foolishness. What I'm saying is she could have slowed down a little bit. Is what I'm saying.
She needed some friends to help her through that. Be like, girl, what you doing?
Didn't she have a twin?
Mm-hmm. She had a twin sister.
I don't. Was she on the show?
Yeah, she popped up a couple times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And I would say the fact that he didn't have any family, that was another type. That should have been a red flag right there.
That would definitely was a red flag. None of the family showed up for the wedding.
Nothing.
He didn't. I think when they went to like the hometown, I don't think they even showed any family. I think they just showed like a basketball court.
They went to go play basketball.
Like that was it. I agree with Dominique though. I think the lust in her was she just was like, I'm attracted to him and I'm gonna just make this work. But it was all based off of lust. Like even during the time of getting to know him, he said she could have like paused and said, okay, wait a minute. What you live where? Like you moving in from where? And where's the rest of your stuff? Like all of that kind of stuff. I think she could have questioned more. But definitely she was like, he's tall, he's handsome, he into sports, I'm into sports. Like that was enough for her without knowing more about him. And then he was just a dog. Like he treated her like a dog. He knew how attracted she was to him. And I think was almost like he preyed on her and like, okay, I know she'll always be there. So I'm gonna go out. Oh, I needed to check in and let you know I wasn't coming home. I didn't know I needed to do that. So, I took my ring off and went out. Oh, that's that a problem? Aren't you married? Why are you not wearing your ring? Like
I honestly think he slept with somebody else.
Yes.
Oh, I think he had all kind of relations with other people.
Yes. For sure. He moved into the apartment in the other room, in the other bathroom. He wanted a roommate on TV.
He needed somewhere to stay.
He did. He couldn't stay at the couch. So he was just like, yo, I need to sign up for something. This man was just like horrible.
Yeah, terrible.
Ugh. So yeah, backstory with Matt.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to contest getting a divorce from, what is her name?
Amber, I think.
Amber.
Yes.
And so it took them forever. I think it took like 9 months to get divorced from this man.
Why was he trying to contest?
Because he's a jerk.
He had nowhere else to stay.
Maybe he was trying to get money out of her. I don't know.
Yeah,
he had to fight through.
But isn't he the one that oh gosh, okay. Take your behind back overseas, sir.
Go make money and playing basketball. Yeah.
For real. So
we got nothing going on here in the States, obviously.
It was a whole thing with them. Because usually, we agree. We don't like each other. Let's go ahead and cut this off.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Why are we even fighting?
No. Exactly. And then back to Michael and Mika. She got an annulment. I think she's the first person from Married at First Sight was able to get an annulment claiming that Michael was a fraud. And they granted it to her. So it's as if she was never married. So I was like,
go for her.
Yeah. Good for you.
Good for her.
Oh, so we all been waiting on the moment. The worst husband. Married at First Sight on our list.
History.
Chris Williams. I think he had Jimmy.
The third, right?
The third just came on this show to
the whole government name.
Just came on here to just make Paige's life a living hell just so he can try to get Mercedes back. That's my philosophy on Chris. Him and his panic attacks and his non-businesses and
those are not panic attacks, my dear.
Listen, this is his words. I'm just
Take it from somebody who's experienced a panic attack. That one, none.
We had to sleep with somebody and make sure that it was really a panic attack. I just can't with him.
And I slept with the girl because you thought that was gonna make you fall in love.
Twice.
That says something about who raised you.
We saw who raised him.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it.
That's not the son I raised. That's not the son I raised.
We see his nasty daddy was on there. We see where it comes from. What? Over there lusting off the page. Ew.
Sister-in-law, daughter-in-law.
Ugh.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Terrible. I don't even. Just
nothing. Oh, Chris. Can't wait for you to go away. Oh, but he's having a whole tell-all. I need to look this up. He's supposed to be doing some kind of Q&A on Instagram or something like that, answering people's questions.
He ain't gonna answer no questions.
I know.
Chris was absolutely the worst husband of the 12 seasons. And I agree with what Lori said. At the end, I think the whole purpose of him getting on the show was to try to make Mercedes, the ex-fiance, jealous and to get her back. And then when he found out she was pregnant, I'm really going to get her back this now because, she not going to have a baby without me. We got to have this nuclear family, right? She need a car. I'm going to get her a car. She need a home. I'm going to get that too. Oh, I'm married to a whole person? Yeah, whatever about her.
I'm married to a whole person.
The worst.
The worst. Didn't move in with this girl. Had this girl moving and looking sad, looking at wedding pictures. Girl, what are you doing? No.
Contacting divorce lawyers on day 5.
Didn't even fly back with a girl. Went to a whole nother state. Just terrible. Just terrible. Talk about her dog. I was just like, Chris, what? And
but Laura, used to be your impression when he was talking to Pastor Kyle, and he was talking about all these other women in Atlanta, and you give me, and she looked.
Her face, like what's wrong with her? Her face.
Her face.
Now you have what appears to be a well-educated Black woman who is in a sorority, mind you. So it appears as though you probably have a strong network of female friends around you from what it appears on the screen. How come? Why? None of y'all call her during this whole transition, this process, and what the guys, your brother, your uncle, your daddy, somebody want to go whoop him? Or you know what you could have done? You could have took white girls leave from season when married with John, and they said, I want a divorce and I want to come back.
Who was that?
I forget her name. The one now, the wife, I forget her name. She was a terrible wife. She would have been on my list of top 5 terrible wives. Because she just didn't try.
What are you talking about? Molly.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, terrible.
What season was this?
I think it was Boston.
I think this was Boston or Philly, one of the two. I can't remember. It was one of those up north ones.
I can feel the same thing. Like we were asking the entire season, where are her friends?
Yeah.
Where's her family at? Where she's going through all this? But I'm wondering, was she saying everything that was going on with her?
But even when they were in Vegas at the their honeymoon, when he disappeared for all those hours, she said she had called and talked to some guy friends about stuff. Where were those guy friends? Did they not say, hey sis, what's following up? What's going on? He did this and that. You need to leave him. It was like nobody showed up. There was never no one else that popped up in her life. And talking to the one friend that did come back up in the reunion, she made a comment like they were there, but maybe I don't know. It just seemed like if they were physically there and knew what was going on, I would hope to God that somebody would have been more vocal and said, sis, nah, this ain't.
This is a straight up abuse. This is a straight up abuse. Whatever the sick and demented game you and Mercedes have going on, You participate that, and you participate that alone.
Right.
Okay. You don't drag
Don't involve me in it.
and that goes
Right, but he was trying to drag her through past decision day in this foolishness. They went to counseling together. What for what?
now
What we
you have
counseling
to,
on?
you know how much she now has to deal with in regards to not only the backlash from the show, you now begin to question yourself and your decisions as an individual, as well as you just got to deal with this whole period of your life that you will never, this time you'll never get back. Where you could have been meeting your person.
Yeah, I agree. Chris is the worst.
The worst. I really do hope that Paige is
Did
getting.
we do an honorable mention yet? Because I forgot to mention Vaughn.
We did. Go ahead, do your
Oh, go
honorable
ahead.
mention.
Season 1, Vaughn. Terrible.
Terrible.
I felt bad for Monet. I really felt bad for Monet. It was like he was just rigid and just wanted things a certain way, like caveman back in the day.
Yes.
Situation. And it was like, I understand wanting certain gender roles, and that's cool. But we are in the 21st century, and some things you just got to conform with, because it ain't everything gonna be like it was. Because women weren't working back then. Women weren't, doing nearly as much of the stuff they're doing now. So you coming in this like, and your stuff ain't together,
right?
Let me stay in this little box of my apartment in New York and keep it
right. Right. I agree. I don't know what was going on with him. I thought they had really good chemistry, but it was just nothing else went together.
They weren't compatible. Yeah.
No, nothing else went together. So I agree with you on that. Honorable mention. Ours was Michael. So that was our best husbands, worst husbands. Stay tuned. We're going to also do this with the wives, because they there too. And we're going to do best couples, worst couples as well. It's going to be a little overlap of our best and worst husbands and wives list, but we'll kick that off and do that right before the next season starts. What is that? July 21st. So we're going to do the best of top this, top that until that season comes back.
Top five.
So thank you so much, Dominique, for
thank you
us, Superfan. And I'll let Ashante close it out because she knows how to do this so well. Sorry.
Well, before we leave, we remind you to subscribe, like, and share, and comment below. Tell us what were your top 5 husbands and worst husbands. If you agree, if you didn't, tell us why. Just talk to us in the comments. And as always, though, before we leave, we want to remind you to do what?
Protect your throne. Bye.